exposure to try to be healthier and try to minimize the negative health impacts that you expose yourself to from flossing, brushing, and the different things that you do. As you know, they're everywhere, and it's kind of hard to understand what to avoid and what not to avoid. But let's go through that a little bit now and try to figure out ways that we can try to limit our exposure of harmful products. In researching this topic, I kept falling back to the thing I always think about, and it's cigarette companies in the 1930s and 40s. I always think about when everything that we're doing in dentistry is in healthcare, like what are we missing? What are we advocating and supporting in the use of our patients that will end up being as cigarettes are and cigarette smoke in our health? So in the 1930s and 40s, tobacco companies would use doctors in their advertisements to promote smoking, saying that they endorse this brand because it's healthier than the other brand. Here we are now with knowing the effects of tobacco use, and I wonder, what are the tobacco products of our modern day, and what are we missing? This may be one of them. I know some dentists that have overall avoided putting plastic fillings in their patients because of this reason, and we'll get more of that in our next episode. But let's start focusing on, firstly, what are plastics and what do you need to be aware of? What are the main chemicals to think about that can have a negative impact? So first off, let's talk about size. Microplastics and nanoplastics. Microplastics are particles smaller than 5 millimeters, and nano are smaller than 1 micrometer. You can see microplastics typically. Nanoplastics you cannot. They're everywhere in our environment, in the air, in our food, in the water that we drink. And the issue is that when you ingest them or are exposed to them, you can actually absorb them either through your blood, through your skin, through your mouth, and they can actually pass through your blood-brain barrier. A chemical family that you need to be aware of, and you've been hearing about this for years, is BPA,